That's got to be the world's worst first date. Blind date. Ending in murder. Hey guys, I'm Lou, and in today's video I am going to be talking about all the books that I want to read in March. If you haven't seen my February TBR video, I'll link it up above and in the description box down below for you guys to go and check out. There are two books which I'll be continuing to read from February, but I won't go into details in this video. Those two books are My Accidental Love Is You by MAME, also known as Love by Chance, and Color Rush by Saesang. Now onto the books which I'll be reading in March. Please consider liking this video and subscribing to my channel. The first book I'm really excited to read, and it's called Dial A For Aunties by Sutano. The publisher just approved my request on NetGalley to read an advanced reader copy, so I can't wait to read it. I might end up reading it in February, but I might hold off until March. It just sounds so good. I don't have any expectations going into this book, but I think I'm going to really love the Asian representation. It's a Chinese-Indonesian story, and I'm really intrigued to see how a romantic comedy murder mystery book will work. Dial A For Aunties comes out on the 27th of April. The book follows Madeline Chan, who accidentally kills her blind date. That's got to be the world's worst first date. Blind date. Ending in murder. Her meddlesome mother calls for some even more meddlesome aunties to help get rid of the body. I got through saying that sentence. Meddlesome is such a hard word for me to pronounce. Unfortunately, a dead body proves to be more challenging than one might anticipate, especially when it is accidentally shipped in a cake cooler to the billionaire's wedding that Medi, her mother and her aunties are working on in an island resort in California. It is the biggest job yet for their family business, and nothing, not even an unsavory corpse, will get in the way of her auntie's perfect buttercream cake flowers. But things go from inconvenient to downright torturous when Medi's great college love and biggest heartbreak makes a surprise appearance amid the wedding chaos. Is it possible to escape murder charges, charm her ex back into her life, and pull off a stunning wedding all in one weekend? This book seems like it's going to be the perfect chaotic read, and I'm really looking forward to just seeing how everything will play out. The next book that I want to read in March is Human Acts by Kang. Human Acts is set during the Gwangju Uprising in 1980 in South Korea. In the wake of a viciously suppressed student uprising, a boy searches for his friend's corpse, a consciousness searches for its abandoned body, and a brutalized country searches for a voice. If things go according to plan, I should be moving to South Korea in August, and Gwangju is the nearest big city from where I'll be living. So I've been researching a lot about that specific region in South Korea and learning more about its modern history and culture. So that is definitely one of the reasons why I do want to read this book. Another reason why I want to pick up this book is because I've heard nothing but good things about it, and I know it's one of those like emotional books that's going to be really hard to read but really important. The next book that I want to read is The Good Son by Yu-jeong. It's a South Korean psychological thriller. Early one morning, 26-year-old Yu-jeong wakes up to a strange metallic smell and a phone call from his brother asking if everything is alright, as he missed a call from their mother in the middle of the night. Yu-jeong soon discovers her murdered body lying in a pool at the bottom of the stairs of their stylish Seoul duplex. He can't remember much about the night before as he suffers from seizures, and he often has trouble with his memory. All he has is a faint impression of his mother calling his name, but was she calling for help or begging for her life? Thus begins Yu-jeong's 3-day frantic search to uncover the truth as to what happened that night and finally learn the truth about himself and his family. I've been intrigued about this book ever since I've heard about it. I love psychological thrillers, especially if they're done right and they can surprise me, but they also have to be believable. They have to have believable twists and turns, and the characters have to have common sense. I really dislike it when characters do stupid things like go towards a strange sound or open a locked door, because I'm always like screaming at a book, at a movie, being like, run away, call the police, don't be a hero. What I'm most looking forward to in this book is the unreliable narrator aspect of it, because I like being able not to trust the narrator and trying to decipher the truth from the lies. The audiobook which I'll be listening to in March is Aurora Burning by Amie Kaufman and Kristoff. This is the second book in the Aurora cycle. It follows Squad 312 as they are still on the run from the authorities and they are trying to save the universe from alien domination. It's a young adult science fiction book, and I would personally highly recommend listening to this series on audiobook, especially if you're a fan of the Illuminae files, also by the same authors, because it is voiced by a full cast, and if you're familiar with the Illuminae files then you'll hear some friendly voices. I want to finish this book because I want to see if I want to keep my Forbidden Planet signed editions of Aurora Rising and Aurora Burning. Especially with me moving to Korea, I'm having to really cut down on the things that I own, so I'm trying to decide whether or not I should keep it or sell those books on my Depop. This book will determine whether or not I will want to keep this series. Don't get me wrong though, I do love these books, and the reason why I would consider unhauling them is simply because I do own them on audiobook, so I don't know whether or not I should have the physical book as well. The last book that I'm going to be reading in March is a manga. It's called Aki No Tabari by MOMO Chidori. I honestly don't know much about this manga. The only description I can find says, is there a land of paradise where goblins and humans can coexist in harmony? Goblins and humans join in the fight to make this dream come true. This is Lois from Lo-chan Reads Book Reviews manga pick for March, so I'm really intrigued to see what this manga is really all about and discuss it with her and Rachel and the rest of you guys. So those are the books that I'll be aiming to read in March. Hopefully I can get around to all of them. I am slowly coming out of my reading slump. I'm actually able to read now, which is really amazing because I love reading and I'm really appreciating being able to read again. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I hope to see you guys again soon. Bye!